Okay, you want to know how I'm feeling today? I'm feeling those motherfuckers. Those motherfuckers. That's how I feel. I think I just keep hearing these Italian gangsters. Those motherfuckers. Oh, those motherfuckers. Because being out in my yard and working so much and seeing what is happening to the trees, it makes me sick. I literally makes me sick. I mean, it's one thing to watch Stella struggle and and I know it's all of the other, everything in nature, but the trees are, oh my gosh, I cannot. So I was out there yesterday, all working in the yard, and kicking my own ass, I'll tell you that. Kicking my own ass. Man, I am freaking sore, but just not to the degree, like the soreness that I have, I know has to do with the chemicals. It's beyond. I mean, when you try to move your fingers and pick up stuff and your fingers won't work and you've got all of these joint issues, like just aching and throbbing and like electrical current going through them and stuff. That's the fucking chemicals. I'm just so sick of. And then so I've got several trees that no pine needles yesterday after they spray, because you could see the fake ass sun, which, it's so funny. I've been talking about this fake ass sun for so long. Now I'm seeing all these people showing the evidence of this sun weapon, this fake sun, this weapon that they have been creating to use against us in the sky, which I saw. So the poisons, just like what I was saying, the poisons, the frequency, and all of it work together to make us sick. That's what I've been saying. And so much evidence is coming out that I'm not making this shit up. So, and it's something, and I know it all has to do with keeping us sick, low vibration, because they like blanket us, like to keep the vibration low where we are, so that we are sick and having all these problems. Something's going to bust free. I mean, this isn't our future. This isn't our life. This is just the transition to the new age, as horrible as it may be. But, when I'm outside and I'm looking at the trees and I'm seeing so many that have no needles at all, I'm just being shrouded by needles the whole time I'm out there. It is so crazy. Like, I don't get why this is not the conversation in the neighborhoods. Like, they're all just fucking oblivious. Yesterday, it was funny, too, because I was outside working all day in the yard. I have been for several days. But so when I was out back working, those construction guys were out there I mean, now I figured, because they're flipping it. Usually when they're flipping a house, they don't want to make the first payment. So they rush and get everything done and try and sell it before the first payment's due. So that is what I'm thinking they're doing, because they're working all the time. Like, the lights are always on. And I don't know if they go in shifts or whatever, but so, and it seems like it's just, like 3 or 4 guys, but I don't know. Anyways, though, yesterday they were jamming out super loud, playing their music really, really loud. And it was all this patriot, like patriot rap, it was a whole bunch of songs. And one that caught my attention first was this song that the Patriots use all the time in their posts. It is a song about freedom, I think. I'm not sure. But so they were playing that super loud. So I was like, that's interesting. And so then they kept playing it. And then they started playing, what is that guy's name? The guy with all the tattoos on his face. And he is very outspoken now about the industry, about, like, his songs are relative to what's happening. And it seems like his name's Tom McDonald. So they were playing him really loud. There was some other ones, some black rappers they were playing really loud, saying the same stuff. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I wanted to go back there and go, hey guys, just so you know, shit goes down. I'm one of you. But so I was like, oh, every neighbor would be listening to me say that. Like, So I just kind of minded my business, doing my thing. But the whole time I kept thinking, I wonder what these neighbors are thinking, listening to this stuff. Like, 'cause they were making it a show for sure. And that was the only thing that I could hear out there. I mean, there was kids out riding their bikes and stuff. And you know what breaks my heart too is, like, you see these kids out riding their bikes, you know, just wanting to be kids. And they don't even know they're just fucking being poisoned. They don't even know they're not running on all cylinders, you know? They don't even realize how hard that they're struggling. Because we can go outside and we can look at the trees. We can see that the branches are bare, that the branches that have needles are sparse, like thinning hair. And we can look at that and see the physical evidence. But see, inside of us, we can't see that same physical evidence because we have this, you know, this skin suit or whatever you want to call it, that we can't see through. And so that's why you have to like tune in, tap into your own information, it's like your own information highway between you, the consciousness around you, your higher self, your body. It's all about mind, body, spirit connection. But you have to pull free from the matrix system to tune in to mind, body, spirit system, because it's different than their system. You can't even, that system interferes with this system. Like, those people who are focused on that system don't even understand this system exists. So you have to tune into your own body to recognize what's going on with yourself, because all of this stuff is happening inside of us. You know, we are being destroyed from the inside. We can see it because the trees don't have, you know, a hidden shell on the outside to show us. They're showing us, you know, their hearts on their sleeve. Everything is right out there for us to see. And yesterday I was noticing the different, going up the hill, because I had seen this documentary that was talking about the chemicals and what they're doing to the forest, and they were explaining how they destroyed it. It was just a clip out of it, so I didn't see the whole documentary. But so I was looking out over the forest while I was standing there yesterday in line for that food bank line. But when I was looking out, I was like, yeah, the trees, you can see there's dead trees everywhere. You can see the discoloration. It's so sick. And yesterday when I was waiting in that line, this was weird too, because they told me that they would tell me when to go up. Because I was like, in the morning, I was like, oh, when should I go? Should I do this? Should I do that? Oh, maybe I'll just go then. And then I just heard it loud in my head. We'll tell you when to go. Go when we tell you. So that happened. And they said, go now. So I got my stuff and go up there. I was like the fourth person in line. I was like, hell yeah. And then, so I'm always like, thanks guys. Thanks for telling me. So I'm standing there waiting, it's like 15 minutes till it opens. And all of a sudden, all these people walk up and get in line in front of me. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? What do we have? A bunch of people saving people's places? Like, what the hell? And so, I just kept noticing, like, how strange these people just walk up and get in front of us and everybody just accepts it. And I was thinking, this is so strange. I gotta, pay attention to what's going on here. Because, that's some bullshit. Well, then the guy who runs it, apparently the manager or something, he came out and he started chewing all these people out that had walked up like that. It was a bunch of old men too. And, I'll tell you one thing. The Russians, there's tons and tons of Russians up in that line, which I think there's tons and tons of Russians. Like there was in Spokane and I think over here as well. I've heard tons. And it's always weird, like how people move from one country to another, how they pick the place to go. But I'll tell you one thing is they don't fuck around in that fucking line. Like, they know, like, yeah, you're going to give me some goddamn food, motherfuckers. And I think that regular Americans, they have to get pushed to, like starvation before they'll take a handout, before they'll say, okay, give me some food. I'll go wait in the food line. But see, and these were a bunch of old men, so I don't even know. I mean, they are speaking Russian, so I'm assuming that they came from there, but, you know, they're super comfortable, like, you know. And I think that, I don't know, it was something I noticed. Like, it's been maybe a part of their culture, so it's very comfortable. Americans have a hard time to be able to say, as I've heard people who are like, oh, I've got no money, I've got no food, I've got, you know, and they're not going to go up to some place that to us, that we've been told is, oh, that's poor people. Oh, you know, they have made it so negative in our minds. But anyway, so I went up there to get some stuff. I wanted to still get some more rice and beans. You know, the other day I had gotten some canned food up there. And the one canned food that somebody had given me, and my daughter had read on the label, like, this is warning, cancer included in your can. And so I gave those away. It's like, you want to throw them away. You don't want anybody eating this garbage. You know what I mean? And so I had gotten some beans and carrots and in cans. I thought, well, I mean, you know, I may as well have some canned stuff. So the other day I kind of did the lazy soup, and I used cans instead of, you know, using fresh vegetables, which everything is tampered with in this motherfucking place. So I used all canned, you know, canned tomatoes, canned beans. What else did I put in this soup? Anyways, I was making like a tortilla soup. And so when I made it, I was like, oh my gosh, just using the canned stuff. It tastes like canned soup. It was just like so canned tasting. I was like, man, we have got to seriously get back to growing food and making food from scratch. You know, all of their stuff. Like, I'm not going to get any more cans. That's for damn sure. It was disgusting. And, but I'll keep them, you know, for emergency or, you know, if somebody else runs out of food, at least, you know, be able to give them some cans of beans. But I got more dried beans and stuff because, when people run out of food, I'm not going to be hoarding food. I'm going to be sharing what I have. And I know that, you know, you don't need that much to live. I swear to God, I think you could live off of fucking peanut butter crackers for a while. Peanut butter crackers and water, you know. People have done it. And we only have to do it for a temporary time. It's just to get us into the groove of growing our own food. Like, how much food do we actually need? How do we keep our food? Like, we've got to learn things that used to be common knowledge. It's like the forgotten knowledge, the forgotten technology, all of this stuff that we've watched how they've done it. You know, the forgotten knowledge of how to take care of ourselves with food and nature, and how the whole thing has been so strategic to take away our own. It is our own independence, but our own sustainability, but our own self-value. That we know we can take care of ourselves. There's so many people who don't have a fucking clue how to take care of themselves. I swear to God. They are so reliant on a system. I think there's people who don't know how to even cook anything for themselves. If there's not food in a store and food in a restaurant, you know, there's a lot of stuff that people have to learn. And it's all inside of you. Like, you have to learn your own resilience. And this motherfucking system is doing everything it can to destroy every fucking thing on its way out. I mean, these motherfuckers, I swear to God. I swear to God. Just seeing my trees back there and being out there so much and seeing what they are doing, it's sick. You shouldn't be able to see through like that. All this light, being able to see all this light through my trees, that's new. Is all... The needles have fallen off. They're motherfucking killing the goddamn... It's so mental, too. Like, oh, we got to save the planet. We're just going to kill all the people and kill all of nature in order to do it. What the fuck are you saving, motherfuckers? What the fuck are you saving? And who the fuck believes this shit? Like, motherfucking shit. I swear to God. It really gets me pissed off. And then my nose just runs and runs. And Where, I mean, we're all suffering from this chemical intoxication. And the fucking frequency, I swear to God, they've motherfucking turned it up so goddamn loud that I don't know. There has got to be a lot of people getting super sick during this, People who haven't been taking care of themselves have got to be struggling. Some of these people that I've seen walking around, shuffling around with, I've seen so many people who are younger than me using canes and shit. The people's bodies are so beat down, and they take it on as their own failing. Like they're failing themselves. Like, I'm just eating like they tell me. I'm just doing this. I'm just trying, and I just keep getting fatter and sicker. And they don't stop and question, like, oh, maybe, just maybe, Because when you stop and you question, the just maybe becomes fucking facts. Yeah, they're motherfucking trying to kill you. They're poisoning the shit out of you. They're telling you to eat when you don't need to eat. You need to listen to your body. Your body will tell you when it's hungry. Like, how do they override this shit? Like, oh, don't think for yourself. Don't listen to your body. Just eat at these times. We've got poisons and they have got a time schedule to get inside of you. You know what I mean? It's like, motherfuckers. So there was some more stuff that I had seen too. Like, there's so much more. When you've got everybody's eyes open, not everybody's, but you know what I'm saying. When you've got a lot of people's eyes open, there's a lot of people doing some research. And oh my gosh, the stuff that is being exposed. Like, the FBI has so many of these people that go in and cause the ruckus and the chaos and use weapons to take out a lot of people. They've all had contact with the FBI. So, just as I said, certain people, you get in their radar and they're like, oh, no conscience, troubled, no family, perfect. So how about you come in, we're going to give you some counseling with our MK Ultra technique, and we'll fix you right up and then have you out there killing in no time. So, that's how they work. That's how these motherfuckers work. And, what was it? It was some more stuff. There was a bunch of stuff I had seen on TikTok that I had wanted to share. But it is really so much about people's eyes opening up. And one thing that I think is kind of strange, because to me, this is about our voices, us standing up, speaking our truth, and, commanding our own sovereignty. And saying, hey, I'm a living fucking soul. You don't have power over me, motherfuckers. And, so I feel, like this is empowering. And you know what is kind of strange? It's like I had seen this, somebody shared this video the other day. And it was this guy, it was a duet. So that is somebody sharing somebody else's video. Like they're doing a reactionary video to this other video. And so this woman, she's doing this video about bagels and pickles or something. I don't even know. She's kind of like hyper and kind of just like, she's different. But, no shame. Be your unique self, whatever. She's embracing her own self. But so she's doing this wacky kind of thing, and this guy's just calmly eating his bagel. And she just stands up and does this really dramatic fart and then just keeps eating. And the guy gets really disgusted and puts his bagel down and says, I can't eat anymore or something. And I was like, this is strange. Like, was this on purpose? Like, am I missing something? So I went in and looked at more of her videos. I mean, it's kind of like what she does. It's like what she does. She does these weird, wacky videos, and then she's constantly farting and stuff. Like, is this your empowerment? Is this like, have you really had your farting repressed? Like, you need to, oh, look, everyone, I can fart. I'm farting in public. Whoa, I've got a big, mean fart coming here. I was like, what the hell? This is so strange. She's not the only person I've seen do it. It seems to be kind of a trend. Like where people want to go on here and just like do a big fart to show that they can fart. It's like, pretty sure we all know everybody can fart. It's like, I thought it was kind of like people had manners when they didn't just go around farting. I didn't know people felt repressed. I thought it was kind of like, well, it might be kind of horrible, so I won't gas you. I'll just, go in the other room, take care of it myself. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We all have our different way of looking at things. We all have our different standards, but it just seems so strange to me as so many people opening this throat chakra, speaking their truth. And then other people are like, it's going to come out this way. That's kind of lower chakra, really. Like, I don't know. We all have our own opinions. Everybody has a right to do what they want and be who they want, and if you want to be a public farter, more power to you. Like, do your thing, girl. But I just thought that one was strange. And then I've seen, what was it? There's just so many. I saw one where I think it was in China again. Like there's more stuff being talked about with this. Like they've got people going down in that sinkhole and saying it's prehistoric, which is kind of trippy too. Because to me, it's not just like a hole in our world that suddenly opened up that forgot to, grow. It's a reality. It's realities are opening up to us. It's us opening our minds so that realities can open up. Because there's going to be more and more of these realities. But I would be kind of tripped out going down in there because I would think there would be some sort of, prehistoric, I don't know, bugs or something, anything that you aren't physically adapted to can take you out. And not like, I don't fear death. Like, I swear to God, there's a lot of days where it's like, come on. Come on, how do I get out of this place? You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. I just, like, how far does this have to go? Am I going to end up having to cut down my trees or something? Like, is the earth this splitting of these realities? Like, I try and put it into my mind, some of the stuff talked about. I really feel like it's way up high again. Some of these things that, I put in my mind, and I try and think like, well, how will this work physically? Like in this splitting of the earth, it's like a lot of this stuff I think isn't literal. I think it is, what is that word? Well, you know what I mean? Not literally splitting, but, splitting, metaphorically splitting, which, it is. And we're seeing the division of people who are satisfied with being controlled and people who are outraged by being controlled. And, it's weird too, because I think there's a lot of people who are satisfied being controlled, but care about nature. So they just haven't put all that together. Because a lot of those people, you would consider them like vegans and tree huggers and, a lot of the people who are controlled right now. And then, man, when they wake up and see that their vegan ass has been eating goddamn Soylent Green, they're going to like, what the hell? And when they realize that, they're promoting this global warming bullshit that is destroying the planet. And it's science, technology, tyranny that is being used against us to murder us and destroy the goddamn planet. So anyways, I don't know how far it has to go before this shift happens. Every day, I swear to God, for months and months, you wake up and it's like, oh, please let today be the day. Something has to shift. Something has to happen. And it just seems like it just goes on and on and on and on with just threats and fear and people focusing on, oh my God, if they take our weapons, oh my God, if they take our food, oh my God, they're destroying our education, oh my God, how will we go to the hospital? It's like, because we need to say goodbye to all the bullshit. That's all over. We are capable. of creating a new world. We are capable of creating communities, of deciding what resources we need and getting them for ourselves. We are not handicapped like they try and convince us. But a lot of people are so in that victim role. You know, they're comfortable being a victim. They're comfortable being a victim to the system. And I feel like for those of us who have gone through some hard experiences and some abusive relationships and have actually healed from them and looked at our part and seen how these things work and see our part, you have to submit to the abuse to be abused. They can't abuse you unless you submit. And we got all these people submitting to abuse. Like, fuck yeah. Just, yeah, you don't need lube. How about just stick a little sand up there and then just plow me? It's like these people just, they don't see their own value whatsoever. They don't recognize abuse. They don't recognize how to learn to love yourself will, knock it out of the park. If you learn to love yourself, and that's what all this healing and everything has to do. Because when you level up and you learn to love yourself, you're not going to take any fucking bullshit from anybody. You're going to take somebody who wants to bend you over, put a bunch of sand in there, and then plow you. It's like, no, we're done. Some of us are. I mean, I'd like to be able to speak for us all, but, there's a lot of people who, they just aren't ready. I think slowly they're getting ready. In the algorithm, I'm sure on TikTok that I'm in, I'm just seeing tons and tons and tons of eye-opening things where other people, if you don't have your eyes open, none of that stuff is going to be coming to you because you're not going, something with the algorithm. So a lot of these people are just lost and struggling, trying to figure out what the hell is going on? What is all this division? Why are people that I used to agree with, why don't we see things the same anymore? A lot of people are having to question as things are changing, but they've got to get to the point of healing and to recognize their own value. That is just vital to everything happening, is recognize your own value, work on you, and no matter what they're going to keep doing. I don't know. I mean, they're spraying the white stuff is just, it's on us all the time. Yesterday we actually had a normal blue sky. This seemed like a June day, and beautiful, no clouds, just the bright fake ass sun, whatever the fucking purpose of it is. I completely align with it being a weapon though, because I said there's something about the heat factor. It's like a magnifying glass on ants, and it does something to your eyes. It's like blinding. It's really affecting mine, obviously, but it is doesn't just affect your eyes. It is, and I have been outside. I have not gotten any tan. You can't get a tan off of this thing. So I don't know. I think it is some sort of a weapon, and I think it is doing, I think it's cooking the top of the tree. I think it's doing a lot of stuff, really. I mean, I don't even know by the time that there starts being disclosure how much stuff we're actually going to find out about, with all the chemicals and the toxins. And what I'm hearing now is what is being sprayed and what it actually does to us. And I don't know how long it has to go. And, there's people who think this is the end of the world. No, it's the end of their world. It's the end of the old world. It's the end of this system. It's the end of this reality. It's not the end of us. This is a transition for us. For those of us who heal, who get to that point of our understanding of self and get to that, conscious awareness, then it's just the beginning. We're just getting started. I don't know how, when this bullshit will end. I don't know if physically they're going to destroy this whole planet and that we have to pick up the pieces. I don't know. Are we all going to sit around in circles and meditate and use our energy? Like, I don't know. I just know that overall that this is not our future, and that our future has to do with us and our healing, our change. We are the creators of the age of Aquarius. We are the creators of the new age. People have got to let go of the old ones so we can start making the new ones. So anyways, I've ranted enough, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.